It was finally the day that Oshox would glean the information he was sent to find. 2 long years spent with a human host family. It was an agreement that had taken decades to come to fruition, as humans did not want unaccompanied aliens visiting Earth. But Oshox was a spy, sent to gather military information about humans. They were quite secretive, however, and proved very hard to infiltrate. A few strings had been pulled, and Oshox had been paired with a human that was a soldier. The human, Nathan, had taught him much about his species, but nothing that wasn't publicly available. Now, however, after some careful probing and a few manipulations, Nathan was taking him to their base. This was something his supervisors wanted badly. Humans had earned distinction as an elite military force, but not much was known about their training. As Oshox sat inside the vehicle, the average human SUV, he found it curious that the other family members were also joining him. He thought it would be just the 2 of them, but Nathan's wife and their child were also coming. No matter, he thought. They might even serve as a useful distraction so he could glimpse more secrets. He smiled as a small one reached for him. He did like his human host family. He had grown attached to them over the years, but his job was still his job. He was not doing them any harm, but his people needed information. They drove for some time until they parked in a large parking area. Oshox was curious as to the lack of apparent security. No guards or gates to stop them. He followed the family inside a large complex, nearly being pushed aside by running children. There, security was apparent. A booth stood at the entrance, with gates for entry and exits being controlled by bracelets issued by the central booth. ID had to be presented and then checked by the computer system. It took a few minutes, but they were then granted clearance to go inside. At first, Oshox didn't know what he was looking at, but when he realized, his mouth stood agape. It was the most intense training facility he'd ever seen. He could discern at a glance machines that trained endurance and stamina, making the recruits move constantly. In the center of the complex, reaching all the way to the roof, was the most brutal obstacle course that he could think of. It went up and down and featured climbing, sliding, crawling, plus swinging. The humans, however, just ate it up. They did the obstacle course like it was nothing. Some of them even ran it twice consecutively. Oshox stopped staring so as not to stand out of place, and followed Nathan, who was further ahead. They passed several other stations where humans trained their agility by balancing themselves on thin raised walkways. Others even worked on their dexterity by striking targets that moved rapidly and randomly with weapons. This was beyond anything he could have imagined. The humans trained with such hellish fervour, but all seemed to be enjoying themselves, all of them smiling. Nathan stopped walking as he reached a row of lockers, opening one to put a small backpack inside. "Alright, I'll see you later tonight, honey," Nathan said to his wife, giving her a kiss before turning to Oshox. "Ready to go?" "What?" asked an incredulous Oshox. "Aren't we here?" Nathan looked at him funny. "We're just dropping off Angie at Funtropolis before going to the base. Did you think this was it?" The colour drained from his face. "This is what human children did for fun?"